We have made it to Storytime Fridays. I'm not sure if every Friday is going to be Storytime. We might end up with a Storytime Saturday. But this is how Watershed Witness is going to work. I've now got it clear through this first week of sharing posts, and thank you to all of you who have followed, who have commented, who have liked. Thank you. I've now figured out what I think Watershed Witness, or how Watershed Witness is going to work. Okay, so during the week I will share a variety of material, of posts, reflections, pieces to camera, observations, questions, photographs. It could be anything. But what I'm looking to do is see what begins to emerge. What are the common threads amongst all those posts? And what story do they inspire? And so I am about to share with you a story that this week's posts have helped inspire. Before I do, just a little word as to how the different social media is going to work. If you like your social media in bite-sized chunks, easy to digest, then the Facebook pages the Facebook page and the Insta page is going to be for you. Okay, so at Watershed Witness on Facebook, Instagram, there I will just do edited stuff, easy stuff. However, the pieces I do to camera, there's some interesting stuff there as well that maybe gets lost in the edit. So I'd still like to keep that. So that's why I decided to set up a YouTube channel for Watershed Witness. And there, if you like raw, unedited, warts and all content, that is where you need to go to, YouTube. To be honest with you, I could really do with the subscribes. I have one subscriber right now. Thank you, Pat. I do need more because the full functionality on YouTube doesn't kick in until I have 100 subscribers. So if you would be so kind as to go over to that channel and just hit subscribe, it would be greatly appreciated. So the story inspired by the common threads I began to see emerging from this week's posts comes from Estonia. It is a story that I first heard from Nell Phoenix. Nell is an incredible storyteller. If you do not know Nell Phoenix, please go and check out Nell's content. I mean, she is just phenomenal. And if you get to see her live, do. If you get the opportunity, don't miss out on it. You will not regret it. So this story was told to me by Nell, and it's only a short story, but my goodness me, it carries a punch. It begins in the great ancient forests of Estonia, when God created the world and God created everything in the world. Everything had a purpose, a function, a reason to be there, a job. And God gave people the job of cutting wood. The people were to go into the forest each day and cut wood. That was their job, as God had ordained it. The thing is, when those people went into the forest and they lifted their axes, the trees began to cry and shriek, scream, pleading, begging not to be cut down. And so hearing this, well, how could the people cut down a tree that was begging for its life? So they would move on to the next tree, and that tree would ask not to be cut down. And they'd move on, and every tree in the forest, for very obvious reasons, did not want to be cut down. And so that evening the people returned to their homes without a single log having been cut. And when God saw this, God demanded to know why the people had not done as they had been told. And they explained, well, the trees are asking us not to cut them down. Leave it to me, said God. Tomorrow you will go into the forest and you will cut wood. That night, As the people slept, God went into the forest, reached out, and stole the voices of every single tree. The next day, when the people went into the forest and lifted their axes, this time none of the trees asked to be left alone. None of the trees begged or pleaded to be left alone. And the people began to cut. But as the people began to cut, the trees began to shake and tremble in fear. Their branches, their leaves. And so it is to this very day that the trees are afraid of people. And every time a person walks past, the branches and the leaves continue to shake.